started it for us because they take quite a bit of time, and I don't want to have to make a very long video. So I've started a green, white with tooling. See, and I'll show you the rest of it. I still have about that much left. You just cut your tooling to the desired length. See, I have a 9-month-old, and she is not tiny, but not fat. I just did the elastic with her waist, and I just did the size appropriate for a baby, because she's really, I mean, she's tall, but, you know, babies, if it's too long, they're going to eat it. So, and a formula can works perfect for little sizes. If you have one that you're making maybe for an adult or something, maybe try to attach the pieces before you do the round. Cut it for the appropriate size, but then before you hot glue it or sew it, I hot glue mine together so it stays together longer, because the sewing can come apart. But before you connect it, put all the pieces on it, and then when you get all the pieces, connect it and then try it on. Okay. First things first, you will need your tooling. Of course, I used a dark green and white. And I cut mine into probably about 14-inch strips, I believe. About 14-inch strips. And then you just, see, I'm on green, so I need green. You just take your strips, one at a time. Take your strips, fold them in half. Keep your little loop. And then take your elastic, pull it out, flip that underneath. So, and then open the middle, and then slip the excess inside, and then pull it tight, and then slide it over, just like so. And I apologize if you did not see that, but it's really that. And I'm using 2 whites because I'm running out of green and I don't feel like cutting anymore. So again, flip it over, leave the loop. You're going to put this loop in the elastic like this. You're going to take this loop, open it up, take this and shove it through, just like that, and then pull it tight, and then like shove it over. Okay, and you're just going to continue to do that until you have it all filled up. And if you start running out of room like me, double it. And also, if you want it really thick, you can actually like triple it or quadruple it. It just makes it thicker the more you use. But we are also putting ribbon too, to make it a camo. So as soon as I finish this right here, which should not be long, you just I'm almost done. I apologize. I should have finished it with like the last couple to demonstrate instead of doing this much to demonstrate. So I apologize. I do. So and really you don't have to worry about if they're even or not, because it's a tutu. Tutus aren't meant to be perfect. Who's going to be looking at the tutu be like, oh, that's longer. They're looking that close to my kid's tutu. They need to back off. Okay, so I'm just going to loop it, push it through, pull tight. And I may end up having to cut some more. We'll just have to see. And if you have like just a tiny section left, and you're putting ribbon, that ribbon's gonna cover it up. Now, I do apologize. This is my first time doing ribbing, so it's kind of a learning / teaching. One of those things. You can learn and teach at the same time, right? I apologize. I have a piece of pink toy that's getting caught up from the last thing that I made, which I believe was a bow. I make bows quite often too, which is also another link that I'll have to share with you. Or you could just look me up. But okay, now I'll just put 2 white. If you notice, I put at the end, I had 2 whites left and no more green. So I put them beside each other. So this is where I'm going to start with my ribbon. Now, this ribbon, you have to be real careful about, because you don't want the white to be on top. You want to. So, what I'm going to do, set that aside, get my handy dandy ruler. See, this one, it doesn't matter. But, get my handy dandy ruler, and I apologize, she was just up close and personal. Handy dandy rotary cutter, which is so much easier than scissors, because scissors you have to pick it up and it's not as accurate. So we're gonna put those. Okay, you're gonna take your roller. Be very careful. These are sharp. Trust me, I know from experience. I actually cut my finger, if you can see. Can't really see it. It's kind of healed. Okay, we're going to take the roller and we're going to cut into 7. Just like that. And after you cut the first piece, you really don't need the roller anymore, because you just measure it up. Cut. I think I'm going to do maybe 4 of each. Sounds like a good plan. Okay, that's 4 at once. Then you take your camo and do the exact same thing. And I realize the camo is thicker than the orange, but I'm gonna actually fix that one. Not fix it completely, but I'm gonna fix it. You'll see. Just let me cut these. last one. Okay. Now you're going to take your handy dandy lighter with that pretty awesome flame, which gets bigger, by the way. Just scary, kind of, to me. Actually, I think I'm going to cut it down just a tad. Just a little bit. And I'm just going to take it and seal the ends so don't fray. Seal the ends. Even before you do my little trick that I'm about to show you. Either way, you're still going to have to seal the ends. Gets bigger and bigger the more I strike it, no matter what settings it's on. Okay, got one more. And do not, if this is your first rodeo with sealing ends of ribbon, do not sit there and hold the ribbon, the fire on the ribbon, because it will melt and it will catch fire. Okay, set the orange ones aside. Okay, now you're going to take the camo ones, and you see how the camo one is that's okay. We're going to fix that. Take your handy dandy, high temperature, hot glue gun, and you're just going to draw the line with your hot glue gun. Keep going all across the bottom. It does not have to be this big. And then you're going to brush it in like this. Then you're going to flip. Just flip it over. And then just continue to flip, 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 flip. Yes, it's going to be hot. Do not burn yourself. Very hot, very hot. Okay. And there you have it. And actually, it won't bend as much either, so that will actually work out in a favor. Okay. We're going to continue to do this with the rest of them. See? And I always do it like this. If you're scared of the hot glue, which there's nothing to be scared of, but if you're scared of the hot glue, then you can do it on the table, but it's so much easier just to hold it and just as you pinch down. I guess I've got burned so many times by the hot glue, and I'm just like, yeah, don't get me wrong, I do still go ow, you know, but that's besides the point. So you're just going to rub it a couple times so it seals really good. And next. That one didn't get much glue. Let's go down it a second time. Okay. Now you're going to pick it up or do it on the table, whichever you prefer. And just keep pushing, 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 pushing. If you don't feel comfortable, keep doing it like this, because I realize it is hot. If you don't feel comfortable, just keep doing it like this. Then find something heavy like a book or something and set it on. Seal it. Now, one more. You just squeeze again, squeeze again, squeeze again. Done. Now, see, I just stuck my finger in the hot glue. a biggie because I'm used to it. Because I make bows all the time, so I'm forever burning myself. Especially the more in a hurry I get, the more I burn myself. If I got like 5 minutes to make this bow and I'm like, crap, I can't do this, but I end up doing it. See, now the orange one is actually a little bit bigger than the camo one now. Also a little bit longer. Okay, now I'm going to take this camo one and go under, and I'm going to use hot glue to sew it, actually, because of the fact that I don't feel like sewing. Makes sense, right? So we're just going to, and I realize that you cannot see very good. I apologize. I'm going to have to work on this. So let's put it like this. Yeah, there we go. Let's see it better now. There. There. Now you just can take this opening. Let me find it again. Stick this in there. And you're going to dab a dollop of hot glue right here. Which reminds me. Hold that thought. I have to get a hot glue stick. Okay. Always keep extra hot glue sticks. And you're going to dollop. Can't do it like that. I apologize. I'm going to dollop a hot glue. Dollop right there. Generous size. And you're going to fold it over. Try not to get it on your phone when you can, because you don't want it to be stuck. Do not ever watch my videos around kids, because I do sometimes, occasionally, let out a cuss word. I need to work on it, but my daughter is not at the age of copycatting yet, so I still have a little bit of time. But I'm just forewarning you now that sometimes I accidentally let one rip. Okay, now we're going to go a little bit down and do the same thing, except now with, slip it in, and I'm going to actually hold it like this with my finger. That way it's easier to fold. Just going to do a generous dollop. And I realize it gets hot on your finger if you do that. You don't have to do this because it's really, really hot. And if you do not want to keep pressing it like that, I have some of my layer clip. You can just take it on, and clip it just like that to where it's holding it in place and you don't have to put your fingers in it, which mine should be good because my fingers do the job. But I do understand with some of you who is like, oh my gosh, this is so hot. Some of us have some of us hands are a little bit more sensitive. I understand this. That's why I'm not judging. Please don't think I'm judging you if you cannot put your finger underneath and while you're doing the dollop. Which if you had to fold your camo like I did, that the camo should be easier to put your foot underneath because it's doubled. So you're not going to feel the heat as much. You're still going to feel it, don't get me wrong, because this is really hot. But it's not going to be as strong. So, you know, the outer clip works wonders. Or you could get like a chip baggy clip, or, you know, some kind of clip that you can just... Okay, now we're going to go on to a second orange one. Actually, I just want to do right here. Now, orange. Now, you could do the strips a little bit longer or a little bit shorter, depending on your preference. I did mine about the same length, about shorter, just depending. I did mine a little bit about the same. They're pretty close to the same. So just push it till you feel it cool down a little bit, and you know it's setting. So when it's hot, it could just like slowly come up, kind of like string cheese. Alright, so next, find another spot, and you're on to the camo next. And you're just going to flip it, hold it. If you're using a foaming fan, just let that flip over the top of the foaming fan. When you put it in there, just let it flip back. That way. Okay, so hot glue. You could also sew these if you're into more sewing. Me personally, I'm not, so therefore I do sew sometimes, depending on the circumstances. But most of the time, I use hot glue. Okay. Next, I'm going within like every 4 to 5. Three left. Yeah, every 4 to 5 in between is where I'm going, and depending on how big or little you're making it, you can do more or less, depending on the size you're making. Because if you're making one for an infant, you can do less. But if you're making one for an adult, you can't exactly use the amount of strips that I use for my 9-month-old. Because the waist is going to be bigger, and when you put it on, it's going to